Free-to-play games are quite common on Xbox and only became more popular after Microsoft dropped the Xbox Live Gold requirement for online multiplayer in F2P games. Unfortunately, some free Xbox games offer little content. On the other hand, some free games provide a lot of content and allow you to play as long as you want without spending a single penny, and it is these games that I want to show you in this video of the best free Xbox games. Titanfall developer Respawn couldn't resist having a crack at the Battle Royale format, and the talented team did not disappoint. Apex Legends was an overnight sensation, attracting over 25 million players in its first week thanks to its fantastic cast of unique characters and Respawn's trademark silky smooth, fast-paced combat and movement. Small teams help promote synergy between each legend's individual special abilities and make showdowns feel controlled and intense, while the sci-fi setting allows for some incredible places to touch down and throw down, and the user-friendly ping system helps teams communicate by highlighting gear and enemies, even when nobody is speaking. The Apex Legends achievement list is surprisingly straightforward for a Battle Royale game, so it's doable even if you only rarely come away with a big W. New legends get added every so often, and the map itself has changed a few times as well, so you might drop back in after a few weeks or months away and find a completely different experience waiting for you. Gameplay content such as new legends can be unlocked purely through gameplay if you're willing to put the hours in, although there's also the option to drop some cash and get them right away if you just can't wait to try out a new character. A cartoony 2D platform fighter, Brawlhalla is a suitable Smash Bros. Substitute for those without a Nintendo console or the ability/desire to shell out $60. Its tight, snappy gameplay and 8-player support make it a great local or online party game. Without spending any money, players get access to a roster of 9 fighters, rotated weekly. The complete 100-plus character roster includes a ton of fun crossovers, including characters from Assassin's Creed, Rayman, Hellboy, TMNT, WWE, Shovel Knight, Adventure Time, Tomb Raider, The Walking Dead, Kung Fu Panda, Street Fighter, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Developed by First Watch Games and published by Hi-Rez Studios, Rogue Company is a third-person hero shooter that tends to be overshadowed by other free Xbox games. This might be due to the game feeling like a hodgepodge of other successful online shooters, and it can be difficult to stand out while sharing a marketplace with Overwatch 2 and Valorant. Even though it sticks close to well-established conventions, Rogue Company is a polished and confident project that gets most things right. Focusing on 4v4 matches, First Watch's title has a decent selection of modes: King of the Hill, Demolition, Strikeout, Ranked, Wingman, and 20 maps spread across them. The latter selection is not lacking in variety either, as there is everything from a castle to a ship. Rogue Company might not be a game changer, but it is a fun title to throw on as an alternative to more popular shooters. Often sitting atop the free-to-play section on the Xbox Store, Warzone 2.0 is the latest Battle Royale game from the world of Call of Duty. Developed by the FPS experts at Infinity Ward, Modern Warfare, Warzone 2.0 features the same refined Call of Duty gameplay found within the main series. In addition to standard Battle Royale modes, Warzone 2.0 offers the more approachable Resurgence and more tactical DMZ game modes. The full game is free to play, though players can buy season passes to acquire rewards such as new weapons and operators. Players can progress through each battle pass through Warzone 2.0 and or Modern Warfare 2. Although it's seen its fair share of controversy over the years, Bungie's Destiny 2 is still running strong today, with a recent expansion and multiple updates to add even more content to its steadily growing world. Players who are just now jumping in for the first time can boost themselves to a higher light level by proving they can tackle a legendary story mission, giving them faster access to some of the endgame content packed within Witch Queen. There's a ton to see, unlock, and conquer for fans who are just starting their journey into Destiny 2, and there's quite a bit that can be enjoyed without spending a dime. Players that to enjoy what they play can then opt to purchase a pack of DLC content to unlock even more story and multiplayer content. Unfortunately, in Vigor, your shelter is right in the middle of a harsh, snowy environment. However, you may as well do your best to make it as nice and safe as possible, which is pretty much the overall goal in the game. To do that, you must head into a public lobby and play online matches to acquire resources. The most interesting mode is called Encounter. In it, you're put on a map with other players, but you aren't forced to fight them. Instead, you're encouraged to search for resources that can build up your shelter. Of course, there are advantages to killing others, but disadvantages to dying. So, there's a real risk and reward type element to the experience. 6 years on from the launch of its Battle Royale mode, Fortnite arguably remains the gold standard for free-to-play video games. On top of consistent gameplay tweaks, map updates, and endless crossover skins, Epic Games offers Fortnite players access to a digital hub of pop culture content ranging from live concerts and movie screenings. Initially launching with a price tag, Fall Guys went free-to-play when it expanded to more platforms, a move that has largely worked in its favor. A party game, Fall Guys supports an array of match types. The main mode is a 60-person battle royale divided into rounds, with each one consisting of mini-games. In a local multiplayer setting, players can create smaller contests built upon a points system. Utilizing loose but amusing physics, Fall Guys is good for a laugh, and matches do not typically outstay their welcome either. There have been many FPS games set during World War II, yet Enlisted is one of the only ones that is free. That isn't the only thing it is going for it, though. It's also different from many games of its kind because you aren't just responsible for a single soldier. You have a full AI squad to lead, at least in the main mode. You personally control one at a time while ordering the others around. This isn't the sort of thing you usually see in multiplayer FPS titles. That uniqueness wouldn't be enough to carry the game alone, but thankfully, the gunplay and visuals are good, too. Overwatch 2 is yet another super high-quality shooter available for free on Xbox. From the renowned development team at Blizzard, Overwatch 2 is a 5v5, team-based hero shooter with 8 game modes and 37 playable heroes. Blizzard recently canceled Overwatch 2's anticipated PvE hero mode, though players can still look forward to new maps, modes, and heroes throughout 2023. While not quite as inescapable as Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, Killer Instinct is still a big name in the fighting genre. The 2013 reboot was one of the few reasons to pick up an Xbox One during its early days, and Iron Galaxy supported the free-to-play fighter for a number of years. Outside a 10th anniversary update that added 4K support, Killer Instinct has been inactive for a while, although the core gameplay is so good that fans can still jump on and have a few fun matches. Now, Killer Instinct's free version only includes one fighter, although all the modes are available. If someone really wants to experience the game, they will either need to buy the definitive edition or play it through Game Pass. Still, the free iteration serves as a good introduction to Killer Instinct's offerings and combo-driven mechanics, all the while including enough content for newcomers to properly judge whether they want to try the full package. There are plenty of kart racer games out there, with Mario Kart being the industry leader. But if you don't fancy racing around a track as Mario or Yoshi, then perhaps you'd prefer to be a Disney or Pixar character. Disney Speedstorm has a large roster of characters, from Goofy to Stitch. Yet, you will have to unlock them before you can step into their racing boots. The Disney and Pixar influence on the game doesn't stop at the racers. The tracks are also based on iconic Disney and Pixar locations. Path of Exile is an online action RPG designed around a strong online item economy, deep character customization, competitive PvP, and ladder races, according to developer Grinding Gear Games. The game, often called a spiritual successor to Diablo 2, has been running for nearly a decade thanks to its evolving gameplay, expanding world, regular expansions, and frequent updates. Path of Exile can be played solo or with up to 5 others. It's completely free, though players have to pay real-world money for stash tabs to expand their item storage. Weapons, armor, and various cosmetic effects can be purchased as well. Debuting in 2017, PUBG Battlegrounds was a landmark release for battle royales, to the point that the game can be credited for sparking the genre's explosion in popularity. After spending years as a premium product alongside plenty of free-to-play competitors, PUBG finally transitioned to the latter business model in 2022, a decision that came with an unsurprising resurgence in popularity. In many ways, this title is the quintessential battle royale, in the sense that it provides the exact basic experience associated with these sorts of releases. 100 players compete on an ever-shrinking battlefield to see who will be the last person standing. In the meantime, they must scour the land to collect loot. PUBG can feel clunky at times, and its gunplay is certainly not the best in the free market. That said, the game can be addictive since contests offer an element of unpredictability that allows them to be constantly engaging. The player base is quite large as well, so it is rarely difficult to find a match. Roblox is a digital hub for playing, creating, and socializing that's especially popular among children. As detailed by the developer, Roblox features racing games, shooting games, MMOs, and RPGs, animations, short films, and other learning-based content. Many of the games within Roblox are free, though real-world money can be used to buy Robux, which in turn can be used to buy cosmetic items, private servers, and/or certain games. Roblox has become a phenomenon among young gamers, and parents may want to read up on what the game entails before letting their kids loose on its digital playground. Phantasy Star Online 2 originally launched in Japan in 2012 and was unavailable anywhere else for close to a decade. Then, out of the blue, Sega's online RPG landed on Xbox One in 2020 with a worldwide release years in the making, later getting a soft reboot as New Genesis. Like its beloved Dreamcast predecessors, it's a sci-fi action RPG with a strong focus on multiplayer. Enemies, locations, and some classes will be familiar to fans of the online classics, but everything is much bigger and more connected, as you'd expect from a modern iteration. As well as the usual story missions, dungeons, and bosses, there are a host of large-scale event quests that happen every few hours, raid bosses, special missions, and unique adventures all lean more into large-scale multiplayer and offer great rewards for those who heed the call to arms and come out on top. A few extremely useful items are cheekily hidden behind a paywall, but other than that, free players can enjoy the full experience, if at a slightly slower pace than paid users. Rocket League became one of the industry's biggest free-to-play success stories after transitioning from a paid release in September 2020, while developer Psyonix has built out its offering with years' worth of new vehicles, maps, and modes. The core gameplay loop of quick, addictive soccer car matches remains its biggest selling point. Dauntless does not hide its Monster Hunter inspiration. The game shares many similarities with Capcom's franchise, although its stages are closer in design to pre-Monster Hunter World releases. Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise are both available on Xbox consoles. Consequently, Dauntless can be difficult to recommend since the action RPG must exist alongside its more famous brethren. That said, Dauntless is not a clone of Monster Hunter. The game's combo-heavy combat system stands on its own 2 feet, offering a lighter and quicker experience than most weapon types in Capcom's franchise. The free-to-play title feels like an MMO as well, which sets it apart from Monster Hunter. While it could use a larger roster, Dauntless behemoths are a lot of fun to fight. Coming up on its 10th anniversary, War Thunder has maintained a steady community for nearly a decade, offering players free access to large-scale battles. War Thunder boasts over 2,000 playable combat vehicles crafted carefully from historical documents and surviving sources and 100 maps representing the main historical battle theaters. It offers regularly updated PvP and PvE modes, though most players show up for the PvP. War Thunder isn't exactly new player-friendly due to its steep learning curve, but with no entry cost, there's little harm in giving it a try. League of Legends is one of the biggest and most engaging MOBAs available on the market, alongside Dota 2. These two top-down style PvP releases can be a ton of fun, but players won't be able to enjoy them on Xbox. Instead, players seeking a MOBA experience can download Smite for free on their Xbox console, giving them access to MOBA-inspired access that plays much better on a console than LOL or Dota 2 would. The third-person over-the-shoulder perspective works insanely well for consoles, giving players the ability to aim their skill shots and abilities better, while also allowing them to move easily across the battlefield via thumbstick controls. There are tons of gods for characters to try and master, with many available in the free-to-play rotation. Those who fall in love with the mythology and gameplay of Smite can purchase an Ultimate God Pack that will unlock access to all the available characters, and any future characters, forever. Warframe quietly remains one of the most popular live-service games, boasting a community of over 70 million players. It's a fast-paced, sci-fi action RPG built around slick third-person combat that can be played solo or with up to 3 others. When it comes to kart racing in video games, everyone thinks of Mario Kart. The developers of Kartrider, Drift are probably the same, as this game was clearly heavily inspired by the iconic racer. After all, you ride around colorful tracks as cute characters, using special items. Those items are even contained within question mark boxes, like the ones in Mario Kart. However, the title differs from the karting title in that it's on Xbox, costs nothing, and allows cross-platform play. Following a decently successful stint in beta on PC, Omega Strikers eventually made its way to most platforms, including the Xbox Series X/S and Xbox One. Odyssey Interactive's game takes elements from MOBAs, sports, and brawlers, blending them together to create an addictive gameplay loop designed around short play sessions. Focusing on 3v3 matches, Omega Strikers launched with only a handful of basic modes like quick play and ranked, so the game is fairly light in content. However, the core mechanics are more than fun enough to justify a download. Although the gameplay is accessible, depth can be found in the roster of strikers as they each have their own strengths and weaknesses. Similar to something like Rocket League, Omega Strikers could be one of those games that people periodically return to whenever they have 20 minutes to kill and would rather not commit to a single-player title or a battle royale. Like War Thunder, World of Tanks is a military-themed MMO rooted in history. World of Tanks, however, features faster-paced, more arcadey gameplay that should be more approachable to newcomers. World of Tanks offers its massive 160 million player community over 800 vehicles from the World War II and Cold War eras based on blueprints or proposed designs from that time period in history. New players will have to complete 4 solo training missions and 10 PvE co-op missions before gaining access to PvP multiplayer. Launching on PC in August 2021 before making its way to the Xbox Series X/S a year later, Naraka, Bladepoint was originally a premium product, but the game went free-to-play in July 2023. This transition breathed new life into the Battle Royale title, hopefully ensuring it will last for quite a few years longer. While this genre is oversaturated and dominated by a few key names, Naraka, Bladepoint offers a reasonably fresh take on the Battle Royale blueprint, primarily thanks to its focus on melee action rather than shooter gameplay. 24 Entertainment took inspiration from a few different genres and concepts when crafting this release, resulting in a surprisingly refreshing experience. Naraka, Bladepoint features an assortment of heroes who each come with unique abilities, and they take a bit of practice to master. Solo runs are an option, but players can also form teams if they wish to add cooperative play. The combat takes hints from hack-and-slash juggernauts like Devil May Cry, making the game a great pick for people who prefer that type of system. If you have ever played Minecraft and wish that it was set in a Fortnite world containing Lego blocks, then Lego Fortnite is for you. It's a survival game where building cool things is very much encouraged, along with gathering resources and defending yourself against enemies. The title has surprising depth and polish for a game that costs nothing. The way it differs from others in the genre is its inclusion of a community. You aren't forced to survive alone, even if you're playing by yourself. There are NPCs around that can help you, and you're encouraged to build a whole village instead of just a house for yourself. So, it feels a bit less lonely than the average survival title. The free-to-play market has many great multiplayer shooters, along with way more games defined by wasted potential and dead lobbies. While its longevity remains to be seen, the finals does not seem to be just another flash in the pan, with the game launching to a fairly positive reception on most platforms. Like most free projects, Embark's release has plenty of room to grow and blossom into something even better, but the current version is more than solid enough to warrant a download and a try. The only Xbox-exclusive game on this list, Halo Infinite, is the latest arena shooter from Microsoft and 343 Industries. Infinite lives up to the series' pedigree on a fundamentals level. Gunplay and movement are as good as ever, though its cadence of content updates has fallen well short of the bar set by other shooters on this list. The free-to-play portion of Halo Infinite also includes Forge, the series' extensive map and mode creation tool. Splitgate is one of the more underrated multiplayer shooters in recent memory. While battle royals and tactical squad-based titles are all the rage these days, this game stands out by attempting to bring back the fast-paced arena shooter. The game is somewhat reminiscent of classic Halo and Unreal Tournament, but it isn't just a copy of what came before. The game feels original, primarily due to the inclusion of portals in an action-packed setting. They work pretty much as they do in Portal, and it adds a bit of variety to battles. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. I would like to remind you that in the description we have a list of different products that can make your gaming experience much better. If you want to buy, the link will be in the description. Anyway, thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.